Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about some of the goals that I've been setting myself. I've never really been the type of person that writes them down, but I've decided to try and get better organised and plan better. That the time has come to start writing down my goals and working out how I can implement different things to achieve those. So I just thought I'd go through the ones I have so far. This list it'll kind of be organic. It'll grow and change probably over time. I've still got a few things in mind that I haven't quite worked out exactly how they're going to work, but these are the ones I've got at the moment. So my goals at the moment are pay off my credit card. Now I do have one credit card, and the reason I have that credit card is to use for travel. It's to be used to pay for things such as flights, accommodation, spending while I'm away, basically anything to do with a trip or a holiday away. I use my credit card for that. Now normally what happens is I do have a savings account that I put money into every pay that is just for travel. It's for any kind of travel, weekends away, longer holidays overseas, any kind of holiday. I've got a savings account for that. So normally what happens is I'll use a credit card to pay for everything associated with the trip, and then I'll transfer the money from my savings account onto the card to pay it off. Now, in an ideal world, that would be all I use the card for. But as life goes on, things happen, and I have actually spent a little bit of money on the card that isn't travel related. For example, a few months ago I had to replace the battery in my car, and I chose to pay for that on my credit card. So a few things like that have happened, so I now have a little bit of money on the card that I need to pay off. So I have already actually set up payments though, every pay to happen. So when I get paid, I have allocated money every fortnight to go onto the credit card to pay it off. So that's in my budget, and that is a permanent thing that's in my budget, so that if I need to use my card for something, I can do that and then pay it off each pay. So I have payments set up running through to the end of this year for the same amount of money, and that is more than enough to pay off my current debt on the credit card. So I will let the payments happen until the end of the year, and then I'll evaluate whether I need to keep them or not, or whether I can lower the amount, increase the amount, whatever I need to do. So that will definitely get paid off. I do have a trip lined up fairly shortly for a bit over a week away, so I will just continue to use the card as I had intended it for travel. Now my next goal is to build up my emergency fund. Now my short-term goal is to have it so there's 6 months worth of my expenses in my emergency fund. Now when I say short-term, I'm thinking that will take me probably a couple of years to get there. At the moment, I had a look at it the other day, and it currently sits at just over 2 months worth of expenses in there, which I'm very proud of myself for getting, because for a very long time I didn't have an emergency fund. I had no emergency money whatsoever. So I'm very proud of where it's got to at the moment, but I'm kind of doubling down and really want to buckle down and get that built up to a higher amount. So short-term goal is 6 months of expenses. Long-term goal is to have 12 months worth of expenses in there. And obviously that will be a longer-term goal. I haven't quite worked out how long that will take me to get there, but my emergency fund is something that I'm not going to compromise on. I'm going to ensure I have one, and I plan to grow it. So my next one is to contribute more to my superannuation, my retirement. Now I'm in my early 50s, and in the big scheme of things, I guess retirement isn't really that far away. and I'm really hoping if I can do it, I want to retire a little bit early. So I really need, or I feel that I really need to start bumping up how much I have in my superannuation. So what I did probably, I think it was in November, I got my employer to start taking some money out as a salary sacrifice and put that into my superannuation. Now, it was a fairly small amount. I just wanted to see if I could cope without that additional money in my pay, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't missed it at all, so I'm really wrapped with how that's going. I am hoping that sometime this year, as I kind of continue to look at my budget and adjust things and maybe cut my spending in some areas, if I happen to get any kind of pay increase at work, that I'm definitely going to be using a portion of that because I want to bump that up even more. So that's a very important goal to me as well. I'd say building up my emergency fund and my superannuation are probably two of my the goals I think are the most important to me at the moment. Okay, the next one is replace my car. Now, my car is 20 years old. I think I brought it second hand probably back in 2011 or 2010. When I purchased the car, it had about 90,000 kilometres on the odometer, and it's just recently ticked over to having 415,000 kilometres on the clock. So I've done a lot of driving. It has been the best car that I've ever owned. It's been fantastic, but the time has come where it just needs to be replaced. Unfortunately, it's starting to cost me a bit of money to keep it on the road, and it has been having a few little issues. So the time has come, and plus it is a very small car, and I want to get something a little bit bigger. I want to start doing some more road trips, some more camping, those kinds of things. So I just want to get a slightly bigger car that will make that easier for myself. Now, this is another big one for me. It is more of a long-term goal, but this, in addition to building my emergency and my super, these are my three big goals that I think are the most important for me. So, I want to pay off my mortgage and be completely debt-free by the time I'm 60. Now, I've got less than 10 years. I turned 52 in December, so I've got about 8 years. So, this is a big one for me. I want to be completely debt-free by the time I'm 60. This is part of my kind of plan to see if I can retire early. Because in Australia you can access your superannuation, I believe, at 60, but then the age when you can access a pension, I believe at the moment is 67, and I think it might be dependent on what year you were born. I'm not 100% sure about that, so don't quote me on that, but I think that's how it works. So I'm kind of hoping to kind of plan it so that I can retire well before 67 if I can. So so that's another big goal for me. And my last goal is fairly general. It's get better at planning and setting and achieving goals. I just need to, I think, work on myself and work on how I plan things, how I keep track of things. I've kind of been one just to kind of plan things in my head and then just kind of hope that I don't forget and it works and all that kind of stuff. So I need to find a way where I can plan things. I can set goals. I can, plan out how that's going to happen, plan out how I'm going to achieve them. I just need to find a better way where I can do that, and I can start ticking off these goals, and I can start achieving the things that I want to do in life. So, they're my goals for the moment. So, like I said, it's kind of an organic list. It'll change and grow as I go, as life goes on. Things might come up that I'll decide that is kind of an important thing. I want to write that down. So yeah, so that's my list of goals. I think they're achievable. I'm happy with them. I've got some fairly, big plans in there to kick off. So, for example, I want to be debt free by the time I'm 60, which will then lead to me hopefully retiring early, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to look not just to next week or next month. I'm trying to look longer term and how I can set myself up to have an even better life in my 60s and going forward from there. So let me know what your goals are. Let me know if you're a good goal setter or not. I've been a pretty bad goal setter in the past, to be perfectly honest. So I'm hoping if I start, writing things down and putting things to paper, that I'll improve. So yeah. So let me know what your goals are. Drop me a comment. I hope everything's been good for you. I hope you're achieving your goals, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.